My name is Jody. With me on stage is our co-founder, Dave, and this is a job application. And for 75 million hourly workers, getting their next job depends entirely upon completing this form as part of a lengthy and tedious process left over from the analog era. You see, job seekers will complete these forms dozens of times, and on average, they'll take 20 minutes to fill out. But employers will spend 30 seconds reviewing them. Why? Because this form makes all of us look mostly the same. And in the biggest industries like retail, grocery, and fast food, hiring managers will tell you that the interview is the most important part of their hiring process. Today, Dave is using JobOn, and with a webcam or camera-enabled mobile device, Dave will record responses to common interview questions like, "Tell me about yourself." We call this a first impression that Dave can send to an employer with just one click. Finally, we're in the digital age. Dave has reviewed the most common interview questions and decided which ones he'd like to add to his profile.
I have 2 years of experience and am passionate about great food and even better customer service.
So that's a first impression, and now Dave can go back to be sure that he's pleased with the result.
I have 2 years of experience and am passionate about great food and even better customer service.
Now, Dave can respond to as many of these questions as he likes, and JobOn will save each one. And what's important to note is that now Dave is going to enter some very basic employment information, but he'll do this process just one time, because here is where it's about to get really interesting. Using business listings data and proprietary analytics, we're able to map all the likely employment opportunities in Dave's neighborhood. Gone is the time of searching job site after job site to find where the listings are posted. You see, we're mapping that last and final employment mile for job seekers like Dave. Have you ever stumbled upon a great little restaurant you didn't know was there? Well, Dave's about to do the same thing, because if he's interested in working as a waiter, we'll put this role at Carol's Western Pub on the same level playing field as the big national chains. Now, in just one click, Dave has submitted his information and his first impression without trekking down to the mall, collecting job applications, and going back and forth for interviews. Now, most importantly, employers love JobOn. You see, in retail, sustainable turnover is like 70%. In the fast food business, it's 200%. And for employers, whether they're large or small, online or off, they end up with a mountain of these forms trying to figure out who's the best person to hire. You see, this process has always been backwards. So now Dave gets to play the role of manager at Carol's Western Pub. And like most restaurant managers, he's pretty busy because he's down a waiter this week. And unfortunately, Dave just doesn't have time to review applications, et cetera, recruit additional candidates, and then schedule interviews, and then meet people outside of regular business hours. So Dave ends up making what they call panic hires. And this cycle goes on and on. Instead, using JobOn, Dave quickly locates his business in our database. He logs in to claim the account, and that's our automated phone verification service that rings Carol's Pub with Dave's private security code. Once his identity is confirmed, he's good to go and can now review applicants to his restaurant.
I have 2 years of experience and am passionate about great food and even better customer service.
So go figure, right? Dave thinks this guy looks great. He rates the first impression for later reference and decides to contact the applicant right away. Nice job, Dave.
Job on, Jody.
Job on, Dave. You see, managers in retail and restaurants know pretty quickly if someone's a good fit for their teams. I mean, after all, these businesses are about people and smiling faces. And with JobOn, Dave just condensed a week-long disruptive process into just a few minutes and on his own schedule. So when his fry cook quits tonight at 10 p.m., sorry, Dave, he'll interview a dozen applicants by 10:30, all for less than the cost of a classified ad. Now this useless form, which makes all of us look the same, will give way to a desperately needed solution to a huge problem for 70 million working Americans. Now go ahead. Get your job on. Thank you for having us.